guys, what's up? So I'm doing something different this year. Well, a lot of people do Vlogtober. I do Vlogmas like at Christmas time, like every day in December up until Christmas. So I'm not gonna do Vlogtober. Like, I'm behind on so many videos anyway. So I thought I would do Crocktober and try to do, I'm not gonna make a crock pot meal every single day. Because number one, with me and 3 kids, like, there would be a ton of leftovers to try and finish up on lunches. So a couple days a week, I'm gonna try and make crock pot recipes, try out new crock pot recipes. There are a couple that I already make. The crock pot chicken noodles and the crock pot Italian chicken that came from Felicia Keithley's channel, and the crock pot cube steak with gravy. It's already on my channel, but so many people give me crap because when I made it years ago, like 6 years ago, I used my fork to stir it up, so it made like that scratching sound. So many people were just like so nasty about that sound. I was like, okay, didn't even think about it really. I mean, anyways, so I forgot to film. On Monday I made pot roast and I forgot to film it. On Tuesday I made like this chicken taco stuff. You'll see that. So yeah, but since I forgot to film, I gave myself a paper cut a minute ago trying to shove plastic into a box to take out to the recycling, and it really burns. So since I forgot to film the pot roast, which I've been making pot roast in the crock pot, oh my gosh, 20 years, I mean for a long time. I used to put corn in it, but I don't now because I have diverticulitis, I can't eat corn. So anyways, I'm gonna tell you what I did. So first off, get yourself some crock pot liners. They don't have to be the crock pot brand. They have like is it Reynolds brand, like over by the Reynolds wrap, plastic wrap. They probably have off-brand ones too. Anyway, get yourself a liner because this is a lifesaver. The last thing you want to do is scrub a crock pot. Get yourself a crock pot. This is the one I have. I have like a smaller one, but this is the one I have. It's the Hamilton Beach. I don't know what size. It's just big old crock pot. Make sure you have a spot on your counter. I need to like make a spot for a permanent because I plan on using it like 2 to 3 times a week for the month of October. And like if I find recipes I love, then it's already in a spot for the winter months. So anyways, the other day I was at Sam's. Oh my gosh, it's 6:46. So I was at Sam's and I asked Siri what the best roast was to make pot roast. And the top 3 are rump roast, bottom round roast, and brisket. That's what it said. So they had a bottom round roast for like 9 something. So I got one of those. I can't believe I forgot to film it. Ugh. It's okay. This will work. This is like the basics without actually showing it in process. Recently I got this little cast iron. So I have a full size cast iron skillet. I think it's packed away because I don't have a place for it here. I think it's packed away since, I mean, I've lived here for 2 years this month. I think it's still in the box. I have quite a few boxes I didn't unpack. Anyways, I recently got myself this smaller one from TJ Maxx. It's a cast iron griddle pan. They say not to wash it, but I washed it anyway, but now it has like rust spots in it. So maybe I shouldn't have washed it. I don't know. Maybe I just need to wash it again and then pat it dry and then put some butter on it. I don't know. If you know how to season a cast iron, and it was already pre-seasoned, but anyways, I just used this cast iron grill pan to sear the roast. Like, you can put it in there if you want, that's fine. But if you want like some good like color on the outside and like some extra flavor, get like a scorching hot pan. Well, you don't want to burn it, but get a hot pan and then just set your roast on there. And once it has like a brownness to it, then flip it and you want to sear like all 4 sides of it, or 5, however many sides there are, depending on the shape of it. So once it's seared, it's so weird because I'm like, how do these crock pot liners not melt? I mean, they're super thin plastic, but they don't. So I put it in and I kind of lift this up and I tuck it in between the layers. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not. Does it even say? Oh, I guess you are supposed to. Fit liner to bottom and sides. Fold the excess liner over the sides of the slow cooker. Well, maybe not. I don't know. I tucked it in between there so it didn't fall down in there. Okay, so you set your roast in there. Whatever seasonings you want, like you can do it by hand. I just grabbed a McCormick pot roast seasoning packet. I mean, everything. If you're like a chef or you like to cook, you might have like a plethora of seasonings. You can just probably use salt, pepper, garlic powder if you wanted, maybe some onion powder. I just used the pot roast seasoning. So anyways, I put the roast in. Then I got a bag of baby carrots and a bag of the baby Yukon Gold potatoes. So about half a bag of carrots scattered around there, half the bag of potatoes scattered around there. And then I put, so that they're staggered, so there's some potatoes and carrots on the bottom. Because if I didn't want to put all the carrots on bottom and the potatoes on top, I want them like mixed in. Okay. Anyways, where was I at? Yeah, so I put the roast in. Half a bag of carrots, half a bag of potatoes. And then I put the other half of the bag of carrots and then the other half of the bag of potatoes. So they're like kind of staggered in there. And then just kind of use a spoon. And, I mean, there wasn't much room in there. Then you take your seasoning packet. Well, I use a seasoning packet. So I put the pot roast seasoning packet. You mix it with 1/4 cup of water. And just kind of whisk it together in a bowl. Kind of pour it over the top. There's like garlic pieces in there, dried onion, I think. All kinds of stuff. And just kind of drizzle it over the top. I cooked mine, let's see, mine was, I don't remember how many pounds, I just remember how much it was, I don't remember how many pounds it was. Oh my gosh, I've been talking a lot. I filmed like 5 videos today. Let me get a drink. So basically if you make a roast, like you can cook it on low for 6 to 8 hours or on high for 3 to 4 hours. That's just like the typical cooking times. So I put mine in the crock pot at 12. I cooked it on high. Yeah, because usually high for like 3 to 4 hours. I cooked it on high until I think like, oh, it was, I turned it right, okay. I put it in the crock pot, turn the crock pot on high. Also, if you have a cold crock pot, you want to put cold food in it. If you're gonna like heat up the meat and put something hot in the crock pot, you want it to be a warm crock pot. So if you're gonna sear the meat, go ahead and turn your crock pot on, because you want to put hot food in a hot crock pot, or like warm food in a warm crock pot, or cold food in a cold crock pot. If you put something hot in a cold, or cold in a hot, you risk the chance of cracking your pot. That's just something I learned from Food Network years ago. So I mean, it's gotta be right. I mean, so anyways, if you're gonna sear your meat, turn it on. If you're not gonna sear the meat first, just throw it in there and call it a day. Put your lid on. Turn it on high. I had mine on high because I wasn't sure, because it was like such a big roast. And I put it in the crock pot by noon. So okay, we usually eat around 6:30 at the latest, sometimes 5:30, somewhere in between there. So it's like, okay, I don't want to eat super late. So if I just put it in the crock pot at noon, I can put it on high for a few hours and just put it on low to finish out for a couple hours. So I put it in at 12. Put it on high until like 3. Yeah, right around the time Adrian got home from school. I put it in the at 3 o'clock, or like, I might have been 3:15. I mean, so it was on high for 3 hours. Then I put it on low, and we had dinner I think around 5:30 or 6 o'clock. So it was on high for 3 hours, and then on low for 3.5 hours. But because I put green beans in mine. So I put the roast, carrots, potatoes. I usually put corn, but I can't because of my health condition. But the canned green beans, you can get fresh green beans, you can get frozen green beans, whatever they are. But don't put them in the beginning, or they're just going to be mush. So once your roast is done, like I went through the fork and just kind of flaked the meat to see if it would like kind of shred up, and it was. So I kind of shredded some pieces off. And then like when you know the meat's done, like say it's done and you don't want to eat for another half hour, just give the green beans like 15 minutes to a half hour, and then just pour those on top. I used 2 cans. I just drained, let's see, do I have any? I used my favorite green beans. Don't look at my messy cupboard. My favorite green beans are the Del Monte cut green beans. I don't salt my food. The only food that I salt is pot roast. It's so weird. I get the no salt out, but then I salt it. Come on, focus on my beans. So I've put 2 cans of beans in there. Once the roast is done, and check and make sure your potatoes and your carrots are soft, because like therefore it's like, what the heck, they've been there for 3 hours on high, why are the potatoes and carrots so hard? Well, they still needed more time. It won't look like there's much liquid, but as the roast cooks, it lets off juices, so there'll be plenty of liquid in there. So yeah, so the last half hour, once you know your roast is done, throw your green beans in there, just like drain them, throw them in there, and kind of stir them in the best you can. There still won't be much room in there. And leave those in there for about a half hour. 15 minutes to a half hour, and they'll be hot. And that's how I make my pot roast. If you're gonna add corn, do the same with it. Add it in when you add the green beans, down at the end of it. So, I have leftover pot roast. Where's it at? Because that's what I'm gonna have. I made it. My 9-year-old's like, I don't even know why I'm not gonna like that. Good luck making me eat it. It's like, you don't even know. Why would you not like it? Like, what the heck? Why would you not like it? My 4-year-old loved it. They dipped their meat in ranch, because it doesn't matter what it is. They dip their meat in ranch. I was gonna get a bowl out. Sorry. So the 2-year-old ate it. The 4-year-old ate it. The 9-year-old had 2 plates of it. So yeah. Pot roast is delicious, but I personally think it's better leftover. Oh my gosh, I'm like losing my voice from filming. But anyways, I love pot roast. I personally think it's better leftover. I don't know why, I've just always thought that like my whole life. And I do salt it, but not before I heat it up. So here's what's left of it. I'm making it all because I'm starving. So you've got the whole little, what is it, Yukon Gold potatoes? The whole potatoes. What do I have left in there? Oh, I only left myself 2 potatoes. I've been eating it, like it's so good. And then here's the roast. As you can see, the roast like shredded up deliciously. They've got the baby carrots and the green beans. So I'm gonna cut these potatoes in half so it can reheat quicker. I will insert pictures because I did take pictures. Like, why the heck would I take pictures and not film it? Like, I don't know what I was thinking. So here's the roast. I served it with butter bread. I don't know, I love having butter bread with my pot roast. That's been something I've done for years. I don't know if you want to have garlic bread with it. Nothing with it. You got your meat, you got your veggies. I said we did butter bread. And I'm not typically a butter bread person. Oh my gosh. Oh, I forgot. For flavor, like in the very bottom of the crock pot, like once I put the roast in, the very first thing that went in was an onion. I just quartered an onion, just chop it in half and chop it in half the other way. Because you don't want it in little pieces. Well, I mean, if you do want to eat pieces, but my kids don't eat onions, so I just quartered it so it's like in big pieces just to flavor it. Like if you're making a turkey, chop up carrots and celery and onion and use that as the base to set your turkey on, because it just gives so much flavor. So yes, there was a quartered onion here. Sorry, that piece had a little bit of fat on it, so I don't want that in my bowl. So a little piece of fat on there. And it makes like this gravy. So you take your butter bread and you dip it in the gravy. This thing was pretty much full of leftovers. Okay, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. But yeah, I will insert pictures. That's what I was saying. I will insert pictures because I did take pictures. So here's my crock pot. What is wrong with me? Here is my pot roast. And I'm just going to reheat it. And I'll be right back to show you the steaming hot, piping hot pot roast. Leftover. Delicious. Okay, put it in for a minute, stirred it up, put it in for another minute. So it should be reheated enough. Oh yes, there's steam. Oh, yummy. Ow. Okay, so for mine, let me tilt you down here. Sorry, you just wobbled all over the place. Let me zoom you in on my dinner. So for mine, I mean, you can top it off with salt and pepper. I'm just gonna do some salt. I'll do a pinch of pepper. These are like memory foam rugs, but they always make that noise. So yeah, I just paired mine up. I've got my pot roast. I've got 2 slices of butter bread. All right. Oh, yummy. Get some roast, get some potato, get some carrots and green beans. Look at that, the perfect bite. There we go. Perfect bite. Potato, carrot, green bean, and roast. Hot. It's so good. Perfect comfort meal, or like on rainy, gloomy days. Crockpot meals are so handy. Hot. Throw it in. Especially if you're a busy mom. My kids aren't like in a bunch of activities, but I have 3 kids. It is 2, 4, and 9. What the heck is that? But school pickup and drop off, I'm in the car for 3 hours a day. So I don't have, like, in the evenings I'm just over it, trying to figure out what to make, and then make it, and then clean up all the dishes for making it. If I can just start on the crock pot around noon and have it done at dinner time, like, yeah. Count me in. Yummy. It is so good. It's hot. Not the bread, it is. Yum. If you make your roast the same way I do, comment down below and tell me you make it the same. Or like what you do different. So good. You can put it on your bread. Fold it over like a little pot roast sandwich. It's so good, you guys. So good. The meat just shreds apart. So good. So yeah, I hope you're interested in Crocktober. If you have any suggestions of something that you want me to make in a crock pot or to find a recipe for, comment down below of what you want me to try and make. Or if there's something that you make and you want me to try and make. It's so juicy. Alright. If you just found my channel because of the recipe, this might be weird too that I'm eating on camera. I do eating videos, so to me it's nothing new, and to my subscribers, that's what they're used to. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And I'm gonna go sit down and enjoy my pot roast. And yeah, stay tuned for more crock pot recipes. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. If you want, ring that little notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a video. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. I'm gonna go eat dinner. Bye guys.